Richard, I'm really scared right now because I feel like I did everything that I could to save our relationship, but anything worked. I'm so worried because maybe the person that I love can meet somebody else, can fall in love with somebody else, and I really don't know what to do now. In this kind of situation, I love to ask for more information. And I usually ask them, what actually did you do? Because you are telling me that you did everything. Well, I said that I was sorry, I promised to change, I promised to be a different person. I asked this person to give me the last chance. I give them presents. I purchased a Ferrari, a new house, but nothing worked. And I need you to make you think on the phone. So I asked them, are you really sure that you did everything, that all those things that you did were actually everything that you could do or not? And of course, I need to ask them, but tell me more about your arguments. What your partner was blaming you for? What were their problems, their issues? And they told me, well, she felt so lonely because I was working too much. I wasn't never at home with her. Or maybe they told me, well, I was too pushy with him. I was always complaining with him. I was complaining for everything. I had become so pushy with him. And of course, as usual, I need to make them think. And I ask them, so you are telling me you have been so pushy, they have felt so misunderstood by you, and now to convince them to get back with you, you are still a pushy person, you are still misunderstanding them, you are still demonstrating that you aren't even interested to understand what really went wrong between you and your partner. And in that precise moment is when it happens, the first real transformation inside of them. Because you just can't save a relationship if actually you don't know, if you aren't even aware of what really went wrong between you guys. You can't. Especially if all the things that you tried to do to save your relationship are even worse than the ones that you did when you were together and things were almost good. Because the real issue, it's not to just make an excuse or promising to change yourself or become a better person, because your partner can't believe a single word that you're saying, because it's seeing with their eyes that you are the same person as before, just more desperate and demanding. And this is what makes them piss off of you. The real problem is that the person that you love is so deeply and strongly believe that by going back with you, your relationship will be much worse or maybe the same as it was before. How can they actually desire to go back and suffering again? How? And you need to realize that those people are forcing themselves not to get back with you because they have suffered so much because of you, because of your behaviors, that they just want to be so far away from you, not to live again all those bad emotions and not to live again all those sufferings. And we can't actually blame them for it. And this is why I need you to be so specific when we talk together on the phone, by understanding what actually went really wrong between you guys. Especially when you aren't even aware that you had some arguments. Especially when you actually don't know what happened. Because sometimes it happens. And they told me, well, Richard, I actually never argued with my partner. I actually really don't know why they left me. I don't know it. And that's the indication that you need to really dig deeper inside of your relationship to understand what really went wrong. Because something in your relationship was broken and we must find it. And the more specific we are to understand what really went wrong, the more specific we can be to say the right things that you need to say to your loved one, to say the right things that you need to say to help them, to make them believe again that they can be happy again with you. But we need to be crystal clear and precise and delivering the right messages, delivering the right emotions to them. Because if we don't deliver the right emotions, that person will not react in the proper way. And if you think about it, that person need to hear something to desire to get back with you, and believing that if they get back with you, they will be so much happier than before. And seriously, give me 2 or 3 weeks and I can promise you that you will see the change in their eyes when they will look at you. And it doesn't matter how bad the situation will look like to you, how bad the things went wrong between you and your loved one. Because maybe they just don't want to talk to you anymore. Because maybe they just don't want to see you in person anymore. But if you are willing to follow the instructions, the strategies, the guidelines, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, your relationship will be on a completely new level. But we need to deliver the right emotions to that person. And if you think about it, in the same moment when they decided to leave you, to break up your relationship, they had an emotion inside of them. So the emotion triggered the decision to break your relationship. So when you will change the emotion, they will change their decision. It's just simple as that. And really, it's so simple and effective that sometimes people calls me and say to me, Richard, actually I didn't even understood and realized how and why my partner asked me to go out for a dinner. I don't know why my partner started to chat with me again. I don't know why. The only thing that I know is that I followed your instructions. And that's it. But you need to put your fears aside, because it's absolutely normal for 2 people that love so much each other having arguments, fights, breaking up, and sometimes even trying to find a new partner, to realize actually they were much more in love with you and that the other person was just a temporary thing. But you need to understand how to handle, how to manage. You need to have the tools to make your relationship work again. Because as soon as you will make feel the person that you love this beautiful emotion, that they can be again happy with you, of course they will start to desire again to be with you. But first I need to understand with your help what really went wrong between you and your loved one. And most of all, I need you to follow strictly all the guidelines, all the strategies and tools that I will give you on the phone. And I know that many of you will say, well, of course, if I'm calling you, I'm willing to follow the strategies. But I know from my experiences that usually all the people that calls me are usually people that have a huge success on their work. Maybe they are just great entrepreneurs, maybe they are just great professionals, great managers. They are so good on their work, in their profession, that they aren't just used to follow guidelines from somebody else, because usually they are the ones that give guidelines to the other. And sometimes I need to remember them that if they really want to improve their relationship, they need to change their behavior and their way to relate in a couple. And this is why I need you to warn you. After you decide to book a call to talk with me to recover your relationship, please let me coach you. Let me teach you all my strategies and tactics to make your relationship improve. Let results alone giving you the hope that you will be able to get back with this person. Let the smile, the eyes of your partner giving you this hope that you're doing the right thing. Because no matter how bad the situation will look to you right now, if you're willing to follow our guidelines, I can promise you that in the next few weeks, you will see with your eyes, in the eyes of your loved one, that your relationship can still work again.